Hi and welcome to version 3 12D Synergy Administrator Training. In this section we'll look at what's required as an administrator, a 12D Synergy administrator, to set up and configure a 12D Synergy server. Before we get started, a few system settings to go over. Just note that in the file storage area, the components that make up the server include 1, the 12D Synergy service, which runs the server. 2, an SQL Server database, which stores all the metadata. 3, file storage, which stores all the 12D Synergy data files, and that's based on your file storage settings. And the 4th, the index data, which stores all the search indexes, and again, that's based on your server settings. There are some required ports for 12D Synergy service. The default port for the 12D Synergy server is 1212, and that's to be made accessible. It is just the default and can be changed in version 3. So if you wish 12D Synergy to be accessible over the internet, you simply need to open a port in your external facing firewall and forward the request through to port 1212 on your 12D Synergy server. If you're using the WebDrops or publishing services, the default port is 8080. Again, that's just a default. And again, you must also nominate that to be available and included in any of your firewall rules. We'll look at that when we come to the publishing area. In regards to the workspace and your local database, again, the local workspace is where all your current working files are stored on the client. This must not be changed after it is installed. Okay? If it is changed, the user will need to delete the local database. Okay? And the location of the workspace must be changed by an environment variable called 12D Synergy Workspace Root. Okay. Again, you set the location of the workspace at the time of install. As a recommendation, I suggest making all your users have the same workspace location. This will avoid any confusion. Files in the workspace, if deleted, will be downloaded again by the 12D Synergy server as and when required. Beneath the workspace root, the 12D Synergy service will automatically generate a unique user identification number, and this is to separate their files from any other user who may share this workspace. Okay. It is not important that all users on the same machine share the same workspace area, but they'll always be partitioned to protect each user's data. Just note that while 12D Synergy supports file paths greater than 256 characters, many programs such as Microsoft Word do not. So this should be considered when setting your workspace path. I recommend keeping it as high and as short in the directory as possible. Your local database file, which is the 12dsynergy.db, keeps track of all changes, and it is imperative to the smooth running of your 12D Synergy. Okay, to find this, simply go to a Windows Explorer, type in %local app data %, and hit enter. Then go into the 12D Synergy folder. And in here you'll have a matching version number, 12dsynergy.db file. Okay, this may be recommended, a copy of this may be requested by the programmers if there are any issues. Okay. If the local database is deleted, new copies of the working files will be required. Just another file to take note of in your local PCs is backup underneath the app data under roaming and then 12D Synergy. There is a servers.4d file. Okay. This is just holds the list of your servers that you wish to connect to. It's just a text file. Users can open it up and you can set the order of the server drop-down list to your preference there. As you can see, I only have one here. And of course, that can be edited using any text editor. Okay. If we go and have a look at my local workspace directory, you can see there is a number 1 under there because I am the only one and the first user to use 12D Synergy on this PC. After that, it will keep your job and folder structure. All right, as an administrator, when you install the 12D Synergy client, you can also tick on to install the 12D Synergy Administrator tool. Therefore, 12D Synergy administrators will have 2 icons on their desktop, both the client and the administrator. Most administration is performed by the 12D administration tool, although most can be performed by the editing the specific feature or option in the 12D Synergy client. And in some cases, some situations, it's actually easier to do the administrative editing from the 12D Synergy client. As I mentioned, the administrative tool must be installed with the 12D Synergy client during the client installation process. Okay. It can only be accessed, however, if you are a Synergy administrator or have been given that privilege. So I'm going to open up the administrator tool now, just by double clicking on it. Again, it'll ask you which server you want to edit and then hit connect. Notice up the top defaults to the general area and the first tab is your statistics tab. This is a general overview of what's happening with your server. It will tell you what version you currently have installed. It'll tell you how many users and jobs you have in your system. And of course, any other information, number of files, how much memory, you've got your GUID number, and all sorts of information there for you to access. In the connections tab, this will tell you who's currently connected to your 12D Synergy server, okay, and when they connected. To the right of that, it'll tell you what software they're currently connecting with. So it may list things like 12D Model or Microsoft Office Word. The event queue, this tells you if there's anything running. Events can also be cancelled if there is an issue here. You've got the license tab, okay. This tells you when your current license expires. It tells you how many user licenses you have and how many are being used. Down the bottom, if you click on the different modules, it'll tell you the users that have those modules. Okay. When your license expires, you'll be sent a new license file. You simply come to the secondary tab in here and you can browse and update your license file very easily. There's a maintenance tab. Okay. This is where you can do your indexing. So you can select what you want to index here, select index. You can do this for maintenance on your system to help keep it running smoothly. I recommend doing that when everybody is offline. And you got some database tune-up tools there as well. There's a logs area, so if you have any issues, the programmers may request you to download your server logs so they can see what happened. This has been put here for ease so that you don't have to go through your IT systems. And there's also a database backup area for the same reason. You can do a temporary backup and send that through for diagnosis.